Do you have a brilliant startup idea but are stuck in the launching phase? Are you feeling overwhelmed by funding, marketing, or just where to start? Don't let your startup idea stay grounded. Visit our website at eapla.com to schedule a Blue Couch meeting and launch your startup journey today.
Welcome back to On The Cusp. Matt Snyder, my co-host. And with us today is Sara Balch and Amy England with Peach Therapies.
That's right.
And they're brand new, just launched their business here in Shreveport. Tell us, what is Peach Therapies?
So we are a pediatric therapy clinic for Peach. Peach is physical and speech therapy, so that's where we got our kind of playful name. And
awesome.
We see some adults, word of mouth, but more tailored towards the little ones, but definitely like postpartum ladies. And we are a small clinic off of Fern.
Okay. What got you on this entrepreneurial journey?
When did we start talking about this? Probably, so Sara and I met at the YMCA.
Okay.
Yeah, through master swimming.
We've had ideas start in a bar over a beer, now at the YMCA. I love where we're going with this. This is so good.
In between laps? Like, hey, you want to open a business?
Well, my husband swims masters. I don't swim very well. Yeah, a little bit, not very much. But so I think we were all in the pool probably together.
Yeah.
And then Eric, my husband, was talking to her more and said, you really need to meet Sara. And then Sara had just moved here from Mississippi. Or was that when you were from?
I moved here actually from, I finished PT school in Minnesota. And so I went to Mayo Clinic there and then moved down. So I got my experience with the cold. All my family's in Mississippi. I wanted to be back in the South. And so I came to Shreveport for my first job out of PT school.
We're lucky to have
And we became friends through the Y.
And then probably about a year, maybe 18 months ago,
we
started saying she had moved to Houston to get some other great experience and a huge hospital there. And I'm here, and when she started thinking about maybe coming back, and we started thinking about, well, how can we do something together? It would be really fun because we love working together, and we love babies, and we love kids of all ages. So we just thought, let's think about it. And then we talked about it a little, and then she said, well, I think this is doable, and I really want to come back to Shreveport. The timing was right, and so she's only been back for
a few months. Since January 5th, I think.
I sing the praises of the YMCA a lot lately, especially with the new Y opening.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And the relationships that are built there in the community.
Exactly.
It's been such a powerful thing in my family alone, just the kids being able to go and the people that we've met and talked to. I love that story.
I've made so many close friends at the Y.
We have.
It is an underappreciated, huge aspect of our city.
We love the Y,
So what is it that Peach Therapy is going to deliver to Shreveport?
So I think one unique thing about our business model is we are a direct access private paid clinic, which I think you'll see a lot of, like in Houston. So I was exposed to some of that while I was down there, or in Dallas, in Minnesota. And I think the advantageous thing for the families is, if you call us up, if we have availability, then, we could meet you there that afternoon, because we're able to go straight forward. So instead of waiting for authorization through insurance.
Get the referrals. Normally, you're getting a referral, you're going through the process, you're going through the selection process.
We don't have to do all that.
You don't have to do all that. And a lot of people don't understand that if you were in Dallas, Houston, someplace else.
Really big in Seattle, really big in California.
Right. Yeah. They don't do that.
Right. So we're kind of trying to bring like that big city care, like that immediacy to the city, to Shreveport, because we think we could
tell
help
everybody that Shreveport, is the smallest big city that you're ever gonna live in, because you're only one or two people separated. Okay.
I love that about it.
It is. But there's power in that for businesses. Okay. Because the word gets around quick. Okay. So when somebody opens up a new therapy, a new clinic, something like that, it's a little different. It's really important to be out like you are right now. Okay. Because you're up and running. Okay.
And I think one thing, like one of our, dreams and like desires is just to really be able to be available for the families and be approachable, especially if you have a really complex diagnosis or immunocompromised child, and maybe you've come back from Houston or you've come back from Dallas, and you've got, to walk with that parent and to walk with that child and to be available that week, or just so I think that's something we hope to offer.
And the private pay aspect, so many insurance companies, the co-pays are just out the roof.
Right.
So why wait 3 to 6 weeks or even a month to get authorization and then to have to pay a copay that's crazy? So our rates, we hope, will be commensurate with almost a copay or less.
Right.
So we want to. In speech, sometimes it depends on what the diagnosis is. We might see a student or a patient a lot longer than PT would, just depending on what the diagnosis is. So, we want to be able to train the parents, to coach them so that you can come to me and I can teach you what to do, and then you come back to me and I'll see that you're doing it correctly, and then we can make much more progress.
Much more holistic.
That immediate ability to see a kid. We had a daughter have a very serious injury about 1.5 years ago. And those first few weeks of going through all the bureaucracy of the insurance and the time it took to establish the relationships, it ended up helping a ton, but it would have been huge to be able to immediately get going. I think with kids especially, I mean, that is such an amazing thing you're offering for sure.
And we want to be able to bring the parents down a little bit, because you're up here.
Right,
The child is
you've
hurting,
just gone through
or
a
they need
lot,
something, and we need to be able to bring you down so that you can better help your child.
Right.
And we need you to be confident in your ability to help your child.
Right.
So I think that's what we can offer.
I would think you would have more time to be able to really explain things a little more in depth.
It's nice that the pace of the clinic, like when I had my first patient in there, just one-on-one, there are really no interruptions, because that's where your focus is.
No distractions.
No distractions. And so like with the grandmother, you can have a lot of time to talk to her, and, it's different in a big setting. Because there's always a lot of noise.
So from a business, so we're a business show. So let's talk the business of this.
Okay.
You're bringing a new way of paying for therapy to Shreveport.
I really
which
think
we love.
We may be
Let's go.
I think we may be the first ones with this model.
Anything that changes the norm. Okay. Like Brett Brown and all the gang and EAP, we're all over that.
And they've been so helpful and encouraging and bouncing ideas, and so we've really appreciated their support.
So how do you take that? You're breaking barriers, you're changing things. Let's talk about that. What are your thoughts around that part of this?
Well, hopefully, first we need to get the kids in. We need to get the families in. So, we're trying to do a lot of community outreach just to get our name out there. Maybe some free screenings, some free just educational opportunities for parents. I've done a couple of phone calls, with parents that are just worried about their kids, just talking them through some things. They didn't even end up needing therapy, which is great, but maybe those people will come back to us later. I think that we're slow starting up, but we're excited about it, and I think we're going to make some gains and bring some people in and make some differences.
The great thing about Shreveport too is the word will get around for you pretty quick.
Fast.
Hopefully this can help, but people talk. And a lot.
So
of times
normally, you're waiting for the referral. You get the list, and then you go through the list and go, you call my brother-in-law and say, hey, have you ever used this guy or gal? Do you know this one? Now it would seem to me it'd be important to get with the providers to where if somebody's I want therapy now. I need this right now. I can't do that.
And we've visited some of the pediatricians in town, and they've been really kind and receptive, just letting them know, especially if you have a family that has a really high copay already or really high deductible, then we may be a really good fit. And so we've met with them and, trying to get the word out with our other I think we have good relationships with the other therapists in town. So, I think Shreveport definitely needs more clinics and to help, offer those services so kids don't have to travel out of state for things we might
definitely don't want anybody
here.
going out of state.
Being able to provide that here. Yeah.
We definitely want to keep it, in Shreveport, Bossier, and heck, if they got to drive from Monroe, okay, if it's that important.
Sure. Yeah.
It's only an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have, families that have family here and they may be coming in, like our first patient was coming in for Easter, and so being able to see people while they're in town and work around their schedule and everything.
So let's talk about location. So you're choosing Fern Avenue, which I love, is center of the city, becoming more of the center of the city every day. Why there?
Yeah, so I think we wanted to be pretty central. We wanted to be accessible. The building is accessible. Like if we have a child with some profound needs and they're in a power chair, wheelchair, the hallways are wide. It's a newer type of a building, so like the bathroom doors are big. So there are just a lot of accessibility things.
Yeah.
It has an outdoor green space.
A little bit of green space, which is great.
Wanted to work on like outdoor things, or I think with our business model too, like if we wanted to co-treat, like if Amy wanted to work on like a higher level cognitive task, I could provide supported standing. So we wanted a location where we could quickly get to from whatever else we were doing in town that day and be able to meet up and provide something in a space that was accessible.
We talk about the fact that you can get around Shreveport a lot.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
As a huge thing that we have going for us here. And so, I would think in your field of needing to be able to get there quickly.
Yeah, and it's not too far. If someone was in town for a doctor's appointment at one of our great hospitals, to see a physician and wanted to come by and see us that same day, we could get there in 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
That's key. And a lot of people don't realize. I lived and worked in D.C. for many years, and people in Shreveport complained about traffic.
Yeah.
And what I tell them is, okay, if you're trying to go across the I-20 bridge at 5 o'clock, I get it. You might slow down.
To 45.
Okay? To 45 miles an hour. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Okay, there is
right.
no traffic in Shreveport. Okay,
Even
you can
cities
get
that
there.
are similar to our size, like I have a son in Jackson and I have a daughter in Savannah, and they're similar to our size, but the traffic is awful.
Go drive around Lafayette at 5:15. It's much smaller than it's take you forever.
Yeah.
2 miles.
You can get anywhere you want to be in 15 minutes.
It has a huge benefit to the city.
Really
Because
is.
when I was
and for a clinic like yours, I mean, if you're leaving a hospital, you're sitting there in the waiting room and they say, well, you need this therapy, they can call you right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And get it done. That's a unique aspect of your business that is really to your advantage. Really and truly.
Well, we will be cheering you on, new entrepreneurs. How fun is that?
It is fun.
Keep us in the loop.
Yeah.
Definitely come back after a little while and share the successes. And
Thanks.
Sure.
let's talk
Sure.
about it a year in.
Just let us know how we can help.
Thank you.
And of course,
Thank you
with
so
Brett and the
much.
gang,
Yeah.
you're in the family, so y'all can, when you hit your first hurdle, that's what we tell people all the time. Look, count on it, okay? You're going to hit a hurdle, all right?
Yeah.
But that's not the end.
Jump over.
Okay? You either go, just
Yeah.
jump over it and keep going.
I think one exciting thing and just a perspective that I have now, because I was here until 21 and then I went to Houston, which is huge city, crazy traffic, mega city, just to see how much Shreveport's grown in 2 years, like how, like Louder's Bakery, I was in there the other day, and it's like to see how great they're doing and like, to bring something new here, I think is really to be a part of that growth is what we hope to do.
Well, good. We're happy to have you.
I say it all the time. You don't see very many people that are really passionate about what they're doing and put the time into doing it right fell in Shreveport. You really don't.
Okay.
And I think what y'all are doing, you can feel that you're passionate about what you're doing. And so
Yeah, and we really love working together. So I think it's just some things really came together to be able to do it. So we're really thankful.
I think it's going to be really cool to have both PT and speech. So we can do a co-treatment session. We don't have to worry about how do we bill this for insurance, that kind of stuff. We can do it together. So if you have a baby and you're trying to feed, well, Sara can help with the actual positioning, and I can help with the swallowing, the feeding aspect of the oral motor. There's just so many things that we can do together. And I think it's going to be great.
It's really awesome. Well, thank y'all for coming on.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Big deal. Thank you.
Enjoy the podcast? We would love your feedback about today's show and who you think should be our next guest. Send us an email at info@eapla.com. Also, be sure to share the show and leave a comment on our social media post.